gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It's time for the Early Bird Special. Bringing you the best stories from the world of sports and sports entertainment. Now, here are your hosts, Sparky and Burdick.
But our boy, the one and the only Chris Flail is back in the
goofy
building.
Look was because he was here. I'm like, why
I saw the clean shaven
Good to be
head,
back.
I know,
so
he
was
took
like,
the hat
I
off
gotta
for
take off
you.
the
Sparky
hat.
took the hat off.
Yeah,
We're both
let's
clean
do
shaven
this,
today.
right?
Come on,
Well,
join the team, Bird.
It's perfect weather.
No, I would not look good as a bald
Let's
man.
see that dome. I don't look good as a bald man.
No,
I do
no
it
no
anyway.
one does.
Man.
No one does.
Nah,
it just
Bruce
happens.
Willis was a good-looking bald man. Let's be honest.
You're tall enough to see. That's what I do. Is I'm 6'1". I've got a head shaped like a kidney bean, but very few people can see it.
See, if I shaved my head, I have to keep the beard. There's no way that my head's gonna not have some sort of
Well, I
hair
got
on it.
scars all over my head and maps and something like Rocket, dude. I don't care
At
anymore.
this point,
I started to grow it out, and I just can't do it.
no.
Nah, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It gets 80 degrees. I'm like, it's so hot.
It really does, though.
So
the difference between the hair length and how hot it can get, it really is
And
crazy.
then just jumping in bed with the bald head and just, it feels great. But anyways, Chris Flail is back in the building. How's everything going, brother?
It's going great, man. I'm going out to Morro Bay with our buddy Andrew Boydston for a show tonight. But I will say, comedy will make you hate sports because I'm going to Morro Bay. I'm going to be performing during Game 1 of the World Series.
Yes, you are.
While the Dodgers are in the World Series.
you a Dodger
you're
fan?
gonna have a
Okay.
no.
Being in
It's
comedy
gonna be
is-
an empty room, is what he's saying.
Being in comedy has made me hate the Dodgers and the Lakers because it's so many. It could be a full room. It could be an empty room. It looks like I'm probably going to hit the stage as the game is ending, unless it's a thriller and extra innings, and it's just me and Andrew talking to each other.
Well, hopefully it's a blowout.
And that would be a fantastic show.
It'd be great. We'd both be very interested in it.
And you can also hear the World Series right here because we are the home of the World Series right here on ESPN Bakersfield.
Very nice.
Wow.
So
home
what
of
time's
everything.
what is the venue again? It's a brewery, right?
It is Foghorn Brewing, and it starts at 7:30. So I'm guessing I'll be up there around 8:15.
You'll be up there well after the game's done.
Well, now
When's
that
it
they've
start?
sped it up.
5:30.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
games for baseball probably about 2.5 hours now, so it'll probably be done right about 8:00.
That's perfect.
Is it just you and Boydson, or you
I-
got some locals out there?
We've got the guy who's putting on the show, Trent Babb, and that's the one thing that gives me faith in this as well. Is I've been doing his shows for many years. They're always very professionally run, always get a good crowd. So if anybody can beat back the World Series, it's one of his shows. So we'll be in good shape.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a good thing to be in Morro Bay for the weekend.
Right.
It's
too.
good. Sparky told me there's no way he's coming out from my show.
I wish I was.
He said they opened up the Woolworths
this weekend.
building just to get away from my
Right.
show.
Not,
Thanks
not
a lot.
this weekend. I apologize.
And we got Kevin Harvick's race. We got an after party down in Guthrie's Alley.
We got BC football.
We
We
got
got,
BC
Rodeo
football.
Pro Wrestling now.
It's
big
crazy.
week.
And I think it's just this time of the year. Every weekend there's going to be some crazy things going on.
This might be the craziest week of my sports life, especially as an NBA fan.
So let's start with that.
Please.
What is your thoughts on this whole Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier arrest, which we should also mention because we didn't necessarily mention this at the beginning of the show. Malik Beasley's situation apparently not connected to this at all, and he's actually been waived.
Yep,
From
it's been-
his
all charges dropped.
Yeah, all of his charges have been dropped,
But
so he's actually okay.
Just look at yourself like when you woke up and, I was prepping. I was like, cool, last night was great basketball. We're going to have plenty to talk about. And breaking news.
Yep.
I'm reading it. I'm like, what?
And that
No,
was the
really?
entire first half hour of the show yesterday was us trying to dissect what the heck is going on.
I mean,
got
just
to
as a
work.
basketball fan, what'd you think?
I got to work. I checked Twitter, and 48 minutes earlier, Chauncey Billups has been arrested for gambling. And the night before at a press conference, with a wry, cheeky smile, he said, "We'll let the chips. You know me. I let the chips fall." And he gets arrested for gambling. So Terry Rozier has been breaking my heart since I think 2019.
Yeah.
When did he get traded to Charlotte?
2019.
2019. So
Somewhere in that area.
he played so tough in those 2018, 2019 seasons for Boston, and I was looking at it, I was going, forget baby Isaiah Thomas. This guy is tough. Youngstown, Ohio. This kid's got something.
Oh my God, Terry was there when you guys just traded for Kyrie and all that stuff. I forgot
So
about that.
He gets shipped off to Charlotte, and immediately I'm like, well, there goes that, because no one's ever been able to get Charlotte to care.
No.
People in Charlotte to care about anything. And he put up-
Although our guy Snacks is a very high up on the Hornets this year, and I
so?
don't blame him. I mean, 9 out of 10 people in double figures in their first game. That's pretty dang good.
I hope so. I hope something takes off there. But anyway, he goes to Charlotte, and immediately it just kind of you're kind of out to pasture. Which, by the way, Michael Jordan ownership, which scares me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Rocking the Jordan hoodie, it scares me that because what I think is this gambling thing it's not over. The thing that makes me the most suspicious as to what's coming next is the story is that they've got the Gambino, the Genovese, the Bonanno mafia families.
The entire mafia.
And they said that they were bringing in high rollers by using celebrities.
Yes.
Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups are not those celebrities.
Okay.
They're the connectors to the celebrities I hope are not going to go down. I'm praying that I don't see Allen Iverson pop up on these things.
See, I'm glad you said that because I'm praying he doesn't pop up on
That's
these
what I'm
things.
saying. I'm praying
because
not to.
Could you imagine if Michael, who is very well known for being a gambler, is somehow connected to this in any way, shape, or form? You think Cash Patel is going to give a dang that it's Michael Jordan?
Ooh, that's a good question. Part of this also feels like this is where the negotiation comes in of like, hey, shut up with your Steve Kerr, shut up a while.
Yeah.
Greg Popovich and your disciples, stay out of the press coming at me for a while.
Yep.
You got your own sandbox to clean up.
Yep.
It does feel like this is where the negotiation is starting, and I've got a weird little tinfoil NBA conspiracy theory hat on that this is where within the next month or two, I would not be surprised if we get a clear-cut announcement as to when LeBron James is retiring. Because I don't know if you feel I feel like we're starting to see the cracks and fissures in an unbreakable image because they've got their new stars. He's kind of he's not the guy that they need as a name to lead, but he is still doing the bratty AAU kid. I'm going to use my injuries and I'm going to use this as a negotiation tool.
Sciatica.
Stephen A. Smith is going hard at him in the media. This gambling thing comes out.
To be fair, though, Stephen A. Smith doesn't need to be going after him for what he's going after him for because Stephen A. Smith does the exact same thing. The minute a powerful white man comes on the show, he stutters like he's Mike McDaniel.
But he is going at LeBron. And this gambling thing, there's a story that came out that Damon Jones was feeding information about LeBron.
Yes.
There was a story that came out that Russell Westbrook decided to leave L.A. when
Because
Will Smith came and LeBron was being... What I feel like is we're starting to see 2016 Peyton Manning. I don't know if you remember, there were these little stories that started to come out of like, oh, in college he pulled this prank on a girl that was pretty crass and then all of a sudden it went, hey... Didn't you have HGH ordered it? And all of a sudden, retirement announced, he was cleared of wrongdoing. We're starting to get these fissures that I wonder if pretty soon we're going to get the article that goes, hey, why do you go to Germany every year? Hey, what happened with the kid at US? And eventually we're going to go, it feels like it's going that way to me. I don't know. It's my tinfoil hat, but I'm concerned.
It would make a lot of sense, to be honest. And we all know LeBron likes to be, LeBron whenever he can, and he hasn't exactly been silent about his criticisms of everybody's criticisms of him, especially this offseason when he went on his wife's podcast and says everybody reads into everything he says too much, even though your entire career...
You're the one that feeds him.
Yeah.
I personally think LeBron comes out and asks for a trade.
Well,
I think he gets traded this year and then wraps it up.
He's the king of player empowerment. He's and the league. I feel like the league is looking at him and saying, "Hey, you've held us hostage for 22 years. We've got our stars. We've got our future. Your team has its future. Leave quietly, or we will make you leave noisily."
Do you think LeBron gets called in to specifically Damon's part of this lawsuit? Because he's connected to both Terry and Chauncey's lawsuits. Because again, these are two completely different sting operations that just so happened to happen at the same time. Chauncey
right after opening night.
Yeah, right after opening night. Chauncey, I'm still trying to wrap my head around which one is worse. Chauncey cheating people out of their own hard-earned money in a poker game, or Terry Rozier pretty much putting the entire integrity of the game itself on the line. They're both pretty bad, but I don't know which one's worse.
Well, and I saw some snippets from the indictment that I did not read, but they did suggest that Chauncey was giving information on players' injuries and availabilities, so that
within his own team,
which I
actually joked about him doing yesterday. Didn't even read that part of the concept yet, and apparently he was doing the same thing.
So, because the first thing when I saw this, I was like, why would these two arrests happen on the same day? This doesn't, and then you see the connection of the web, and I think the next couple weeks is critical for LeBron. I think he needs to get back on that court. If this is an injury-based, a negotiation-based injury, get on the court. Don't make things difficult for the Lakers. This could be that high water moment of, hey, you've pushed us forward for a long time. We've kept you clean for a long time. Let's leave amicably in the next 2 years, or we can make this very messy.
So you think all of this is somehow going to be connected to LeBron at some point?
If he's a very smart and shrewd guy, so my instincts tell me no, because whatever's going on, there will be some backing off of this, because it feels like there's some chilliness between he and the Lakers front office.
Because I could see your point, but from a different vantage point. Because the way you're saying it makes it sound like LeBron's going to be somehow tied to this and that he's going to leave out of shame. I think the NBA is going to pressure LeBron to go into retirement mode. One, because it's time. He's missing games due to sciatica. Next up is, some cataracts on the eye, and that's the last thing you need. But two, because this would be the perfect way for the NBA to essentially put the cloth over what's being fixed with this lawsuit and say, hey, look over here. LeBron's trying to retire. And we're going to talk about that instead of all of this stuff that happened with a coach and a player and all of this lawsuit stuff. So it's like, I agree with you. We could see a retirement, but I think it's going to be more the NBA and Adam Silver saying, hey, LeBron, you need to now pay us back by helping us distract people from what's going on over here.
See, and I don't even think it's as much Game of Thronesian as I think it's if the press comes down hard enough on anybody, you can look like a villain.
Yeah,
he's carried the banner of the league for nearly 3 decades now and done a fantastic job, but they've done a fantastic job of protecting his pristine image. I think at some point they're at the point where they're going, hey, we're dealing with our own stuff. We've got our new stars. We're no longer going to put this thick bubble of protection over you. So the Wolves are going to have their day with you if this stuff keeps up behind the scenes.
Do either of you think Chauncey or Terry are at any point back in the NBA as a coach or an assistant or something?
No way.
No.
I don't think you can touch. I don't think you can touch the guy.
I agree.
No, and I personally think,
which is wild because Chauncey was so squeaky clean coming into this.
And again, why? If you're all the money Chauncey's made in his career, all the money Terry Rozier has made.
Terry was making $24 million a year
for $200,000 allegedly.
Oh, money does that to people.
Yeah, it does.
And I was just gonna say, with LeBron, I know his business side is the most important.
Yes.
His whole. Moving forward after the game. And I know he's definitely involved and he wants to be a part of the next expansion with the NBA. So I think really whether they play it out as, the injury and he finishes it with the Lakers, but I think it'd be just perfect time for him to step in and find out. I know Miami's got some money left in their salary cap. That he might just go out, play a few games. But personally, I think, one, he wants to step away because of the next venture, his next project. And two, the more I read into this FBI investigation, because I was more worried about what's up with the timing.
Yeah.
Like, why would you wait until, day one?
Just started.
And the more I'm reading it is the investigator has been working on this for years, and he's got a big case that he's going to start pitching in and out, and I think this is going to be a long battle, and we're going to see all sorts of, whether it's celebrities, basketball players, other athletes. I think this party's just getting started.
I agree, and they kind of swung and missed when they did this with college basketball a few years ago, and I don't think they're going to allow that to happen again.
No, but again, it's the NBA, and they've already passed over Terry Rozier the first time 2 years ago. So clearly they're more looking out for themselves than they are the integrity of the game, because if this is all stemming from the same incidents that happened in, March of 2023, May of 2023, I can't remember which.
It was March, yeah.
But if this is all stemming around, at least for Terry's side, that one instance, or at least instances like it, like we saw with Porter last year, the NBA is going to take a hit for this regardless, because now you clearly made moves that were to save your own skin and just ignore obvious problems. And we've had people text in and call in as well that highlight, this is what you get when you brought in FanDuel and DraftKings and all of these betting organizations into your into your sports organization. This is just essentially the next step.
Well, you're already the most criticized league as far as the game being rigged.
Yep.
You had the Tim Donaghy scandal. Yeah, you had the most problems. And on the night where all of this breaks, not to be said, like you guys had mentioned it at the top of the show, double overtime game.
Yep.
Shea shoots 26 free throws. It's a game's worth of points in free throws. It's that. You're already talking about teams that have no whistle versus teams that have the ultimate whistle. People are saying Oklahoma City plays football basically because the new face of the league is over there, and you've got all of this. It's a whole lot to rein in, and you're right. I don't think that there's one person that they could throw the banner over and protect at this point because they've got to be in full survival mode. Adam Silver is not David Stern for better and worse.
Adam Silver, being a newer commissioner of this league, he's got to put his foot down somehow, some way, and flex and say, hey, I've got this under control. Or the league is just going to...
Everyone loves a nice leader until you need a leader.
And that's when you needed that guys like Stern and Goodell that, I run this. This is mine.
And you're absolutely right. For Stern being remembered about the whole no Chris Paul to the Lakers thing, this is now Adam Silver's moment to step up and be remembered for something as well, because the next decision you make is going to dictate how this league goes, how people present your league as a whole. And after all of the work to fix the NBA from all of the gambling stuff back in the 80s and 90s, all the drug allegations and stuff like that of the players, cleaning it up in the 90s and the 2000s, and now to have this happen again.
You could tell he was blind to it all, because Monday he was on Eisen talking about the International All-Star Game. He was talking about the WNBA payments, and I was like, man,
dude, he was on McAfee talking about this exact thing, how they were going to go out of their way to not have this happen in the league anymore, and then to have it that night.
Could you imagine that panic from how good he felt about opening night to around midnight being on the phone going, all right, how many of these guys do I have to send to AA baseball for a year and a half?
And then, of course, the NBA comes out with a statement, and the best they can say is, oh, well, we put Chauncey, Terry, and Damon, they're all on leave from their duties for the foreseeable future.
How many people can we send? How many can we send to the Birmingham Barons? Just tell me right now, how many roster spots do they have?
It's the weirdest thing, man. This entire story breaking and just the timing of it, I agree with both of you, is so weird.
Yeah.
And I agree. I don't think this is the last of the big names you're going to hear. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. I think you were the one who said it. I wouldn't be surprised if there are other athletes from other sports that are going to be named just like Chauncey Billups as faces to a lot of these games, because that's essentially what it was.
Chauncey isn't the main guy.
No.
Chauncey's famous guy. You thinking Chauncey Billups?
Well, really? Chauncey in Detroit, I would say Chauncey would be a great one, because obviously he's a champion. He's a Detroit Piston, and everybody knows him in the area. But you're right. Realistically, if you don't watch basketball, you won't know who Chauncey is.
But you're right. Wait till they dive into the NFL, where you've got with practice squad 75 players,
right?
Per team with inside information. This thing is going to be a mess.
And you're going to tell me nobody in the NFL leaks stuff out to Adam Schefter?
Right.
I just hope it's Chris Collinsworth, because I really hate that guy.
Well, that's what I think. I think
the PFF rankings.
I just really hate that guy.
Yeah. They're all the likelihood of your guy getting injured or busted for a gambling.
It's the mob that's doing the ratings.
That's what it is. That's what we need to do. But at the same time, again, it's just, when is the shoe going to drop? And is the NBA going to have to take it seriously now, or are they going to wait until a big name, God forbid, a Michael Jordan, gets thrown into the middle of this?
Well, he's been a gambler, and he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say that, but by the way, that's the power of Michael. Is again, Terry Rozier was on Michael's team. You haven't heard anybody talk about
Black
that.
Jesus.
Damon Jones was 2,600 miles away from LeBron, and we've already seen an article of, hey, he knew when he was injured. That's the power of the jump man.
He was LeBron's shooting coach at the time.
Oh, was he? Okay.
That's why there was connections, because Damon was actually he wasn't on the Lakers staff, but he was around, apparently, from what I read with The Athletic, and that he was LeBron's personal shooting coach.
Well, and that's another thing about LeBron. Again, I've talked about this before for legacy. He needs, in the next year, he needs to start making more friends outside of his circle. By keeping his circle and empowering them, he's empowered all the league and the players. But when he steps away, he's not going to control how people talk about this.
Right.
He should be making Stephen A. his Ahmad Rashad. He should be making Shams.
I need a new episode of The Shop with him and talking about this with him.
He needs to be making Shams his Schefter.
He really does. It's the easiest thing to do. And his legacy could be dramatically different if he doesn't do it.
Oh, 100%. Again, that's why I think you got a point, or at least some validity going in that tinfoil theory of yours. But the only thing I could think of is the NBA reaching out to LeBron and saying, hey, announce it now.
Yeah.
Announce it now. Because the other thing I'm thinking of is, too, we're getting a whole season of a LeBron retirement tour. Yes. That's going to happen, which means if we hear at all LeBron is retiring, it's happening either before the season starts or as the season starts, which means this is either going to be, the perfect opportunity to do it, to, again, wool over the eyes, don't look over here and pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, while LeBron is retiring and we're all going to pay attention over here instead.
Right.
And that's going to be the perfect way for the NBA just to sit there and say, we can get over this.
Yeah, that's why I think the FBI investigator has more info.
Yeah,
because he's waiting. He knows if this is a year-long battle or years-long battle that he's been putting together, I don't think these are his aces.
Well, and people have gone even farther to say that it stretches into football. Like, people are now questioning the Saints and Rams game where the pass interference wasn't called and all that type of.
Well, to go back to your original question, I mean, which one's worse? Obviously, they're both horrible and they have different types of stories. But when we got into the Rozier one, because I've always thought, even if I was a player and I'm playing tonight, and I'm averaging 15, 5, and 5, I'm calling my little nephew. I'm like, hey, take the under tonight. My knee is tightening up, and to see that in that basketball game that he took himself out with a mild injury.
Right.
And I'm like, and he hit the under numbers. I was like,
and I'm pretty sure
he can't be the only one doing it.
No. But at least you can cast him aside to an island. But when it's Chauncey Billups, you not only have a coach, you've got a leader of a team, you've got someone who's been intertwined with the front office, Hall of Famer, Mr. Big Shot. I mean, it is big, wide-reaching. Yeah. This is a legacy guy for the league, and who used to be again pristine image.
Right. And that was my thing, is I couldn't believe it was Chauncey.
I know.
Like, Chauncey was the one on those Detroit teams that really didn't have the ego, didn't have the bad track record. I mean, we all know Rasheed Wallace did what he does, and Big Ben was a tough guy, but between him and Rip, they were the faces. They were the ones that everybody could cheer for because you were the clean-cut ones.
Yep.
And now for him to go from head coach of the Trailblazers to potential convict all in a day.
Crazy.
It's going to destroy his entire legacy, which is the craziest part about all of this. And again, I don't know which one is worse. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. As a person, I would say Chauncey's is worse because you're stealing money from people outside. Like, this is a legitimate scam. That's terrible. You're a deplorable human being. Whereas in the sports world, I guess you could say Terry's is worse because you're really just saying that it's ruining the game. So I don't know which way to go, really.
Well, to get away from basketball, we do have a big football week. I know you're an Eagles fan, and I've been saying it to a couple of my buddies. The Eagles find their ways to win games. One week, he can't throw the ball, and then he comes out and throws to everyone and kills it. And do you think we're going to get one of these games where they just feed the hell out of Barkley?
We've got to get one at some point, but I will say this season has given me, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but has given me a whole new level of respect for the Kansas City Chiefs, because you see what it looks like when the microscope comes down on a team.
Everyone's talking about them.
I'm now in lifetime. I spent my whole life being the lovable loser, the unlovable loser that everybody hated us and we lost, and then they started to like us. But we lost, and they started to like us. But I'm watching in real time the Eagles evolve into the team that is winning a little bit too much for the general public's liking. And again, there's some fissures in the reputation of the team. Is Jalen Hurts getting along with A.J. Brown? Does he really have an injury? And just the minor a thing as that, he had 152 yards last week in receiving. If you could ever be happy after 2 touchdowns, it's that
and week. And then they shut up for a week, and now it's Barkley.
But they're still pumping these stories that there's chilliness in between the two, and is it time to trade them? And just seeing what that pressure is doing, that minimal pressure is doing to the team. The Chiefs have been the furnace for the last 5-6 years. It is very impressive. So I don't know if they can get on track with the running game in the short term. I don't know what this team looks like for the rest of the year. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a struggle for the rest of the season.
Personally, I think a lot of the gripes against the Eagles all stem from the fact that media specifically, but a lot of us love to see the giant fall. And what you saw last year was essentially the new giant of the NFL because nobody could figure out how to stop him.
Right.
And like Sparky just said, 1 week they could feed the ball to Barkley all week and score 4 or 5 touchdowns and run for over 200 yards, and everybody's saying Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball. Then Jalen Hurts comes out, has his perfect passer rating, throwing the ball to nothing but Devontae and AJ, and people are now saying, well, you're not doing it with Saquon, so clearly you're not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
They're winning.
And
it doesn't really matter.
And it's like I'm going to botch my references here, but it is a nice study in the human condition of like, hey, we're all pretty annoying if you pay attention to. There are no Cinderellas. If the camera stays on long enough, you're one of the wicked stepsisters. I hate to tell you.
I know I talk too much about Atlanta on this show, a little bit too much, especially when it comes to us in the rankings of where we are in the NFL. And I know for a fact Atlanta's not that good. But I'm going to be a deplorable fan because that's all I hear from everybody else. Everybody else gets to be one, so why can't I be one?
Why can't I? When's going to be my time?
Exactly.
And I've been saying that for almost 40 years. So
I have to be the one to deal with 28-3 every time I open my mouth. So yeah, I'm going to be a deplorable fan sometimes.
That's right. And I know we don't have much. If Jey Uso wins the heavyweight title, I just want to say this: I will riot. Silently to myself, I will riot. But also, they stepped on CM Punk winning it because he had it for 75 seconds.
Well, keep it rolling because I have a couple questions when it comes to wrestling.
Please, let's rapid fire.
So, I mean, we could start with that. I mean, where could we start?
Okay, let's start with the Jey Uso CM Punk situation. Yeah. Because clearly we're just getting a build up to Jey versus Jimmy again.
Finally.
And more than likely somewhere down the road, Roman versus CM Punk.
Or Roman versus Jey.
Yeah, or Roman versus Jey again.
Poor LA Knight's going to be opening for me at Morro Bay next year.
That's what's funny. I genuinely think people are underestimating the fact that the WWE does like LA Knight and they want him with the belt, but they have to do it in the right way. I think Jey wins, and then LA Knight rips it off of him.
Oh, that would be interesting, but I just don't see how they get to it in this short amount of time.
It's going to be an interesting situation. But I mean, what are your thoughts on everything going on right now?
It's tough, and they're kind of painting themselves into a corner. Gunther's disappeared. You've got this empty storyline with Brock. It just seems like they're outsmarting themselves in the writers' room, and there's going to be a lot to tie in between now and WrestleMania. I look forward to seeing how they do it. I just don't know how they're going to.
Do you think they're overthinking it a little bit?
I do. I think they're overthinking it. I think they're overproducing it. I think they saw the immediate returns of bringing people back too soon. So now they've got an empty storyline with AJ Lee, an empty storyline with Brock, empty storyline with The Rock. They're floating John Cena out to pasture, and we have no idea how.
I saw the AJ Lee thing. She came out yesterday or the day before saying that she's not injured, she's not this, but she's going after the IC title and that she'll be back soon. I don't need it.
I like that they're not force-feeding the legends, though, that we're not getting Brock and AJ in front of every show. Yeah, no, Nikki needs to be removed, please. Please, God. I would have preferred AJ Lee come down that hill.
I miss Liv. I just miss Liv.
And I think the move is to put Jey up with Dom for make an Intercontinental title run right there and make that a rivalry. Two fan favorites.
John and Dom would be a massive match.
It would be great.
It would be so much fun.
If we get it, it would be great. But for the next year, two great fan favorites can sell a ton of merch. The 6-year-olds will love it. We'll put up with it. But right now, elevating either of those to a higher belt doesn't make sense. And they keep trying to force feed us Jey. And I want to love him. They're just putting him in the wrong spot where I find myself always rooting against him.
It's the same reason I don't like CM Punk. But my last question is, what do you think about the Vision and this whole different change-up curveball?
Yeah, that's another one, which is
teased us with him with the belt too, and it bugged me. I was like, he looks so good with that belt on his shoulder.
But from a storyline standpoint, what do you do? Did you spent about a year building up this Vision that's going to take over the business that somebody or some group of people have to step up to fight, and now it's just a manager with two cronies that have a chance or don't have a chance, and it's like, is this the preeminent story? Is this the preeminent good versus evil story developing? Or is this just Solo Sikoa's group that I don't even know the name of them anymore? There's just 17 cousins.
MFT.
Yeah, the MFTs.
I'm just happy with them because I get a Wyatt 6 full match, and that's what I'm thinking. They pull a woman into MFT so we can finally see Nikki Cross in a match.
I need Panina.
That's what I'm needing.
LFG fans know I need me some Panina.
But
I'm telling you,
enjoy if you're out in Morro Bay, check out our boy Chris Flail and Andrew Boydson will be out there performing tonight. And we'll talk to you in a couple weeks. And I'm sure because I believe next weekend is the big Saturday night main event.
Yes,
Fantastic.
It is.
So we'll have some more info to talk about.
Great to be here, and congrats on the new building ahead of time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Come on, have a burger anytime.
Absolutely. You got to go check it out, dude. They're so good. It's the guy from Moo, right?
Yeah.
Is the
Richard.
Dude, the original.
Yeah, just hit me up anytime. After this weekend, if you're downtown, hit me up. We'll do lunch on me.
Take you up on that. Thank you, boys.
All right, we got to take a break real quick, pay some bills. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield.